massage alchemist, the power to change and transform.
Let's talk about being completely honest with your clients about what you can and can't do for them. A lot of massage therapists, I think, want to maybe sell themselves a little too hard in the session while they're working on the client. And the truth is, even though you may have a lot of success working with specific issues, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to be what works for the next client. And it's important that you just say, hey, I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I think this is definitely something we can impact, but it's really hard to say how much of an impact it will make without trying and getting into a couple of sessions. Obviously, there's things that for a fact you're going to be able to impact. If they can't turn their head to the left, you probably see that all the time, and you can probably get their range of motion restored and they're feeling better. But with more complicated or difficult things, especially if it's been a chronic or lasting issue for somebody, whether it's low back pain, maybe chronic neck pain, upper back pain, something like that, it's important that you say, hey, we're going to take this as far as we can, but if it turns out that you end up plateauing here 4 or 5 sessions, 6 sessions down the road, we might have to refer you to another professional. And I can tell you from experience that people really appreciate when you are completely honest with them about what to expect. People will never be disappointed with you if you are able to manage their expectations. But if you say, hey, this is going to be the thing for you, and then it turns out to be not the thing for them, then you essentially lied to them, whether it was intentionally or otherwise. So, I like to use the words, I'm cautiously optimistic, or I have a good feeling that we can really make an impact in this. Now, in the same breath, it's like, your mileage may vary. We just need to see what's going on. Or I deal with this type of thing all the time, and I'm confident that we're going to get these results. How many sessions that's going to take, I don't know. So a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody during the intake process and they're working on, say, I can't turn my head to the left or whatever, I can't check my blind spot when I'm driving. A lot of times I'll say, that's great. We have really good success with this. We may knock it out in the first session, but more often than not, you're looking at 2 to 4 or 3 to 5, depending on the severity, how long it's been going on, whether or not you've had a neck surgery or a serious injury or something like that. So managing expectations is incredibly important when you're talking with people and doing any kind of body work. The other thing is that it's important that when you're working with somebody and they've worked with other professionals, that you don't disparage other professionals' work, even if it wasn't the right thing for that client. It happens. It happens, right? Like, it happens to massage therapists too. It happens to doctors. It happens to chiropractors. It just happens. When you're in there doing your thing all the time, that's what you're used to seeing. If you make a mistake, or if you're like, hey, I know this thing is going to work, and it ends up not working, you would want that other professional to give you the benefit of the doubt. You would want that other professional to be like, hey, I believe that person was working in your best interest, and there's nothing wrong with you having tried that, but I think maybe it's this other thing that's going to help you get back on track and get you back to doing what you want to do. So always try to give other professionals the benefit of the doubt. I've had people come to me and they were hurt by their chiropractor, they were hurt by their massage therapist, they were hurt by their physical therapist. I've had all of those scenarios kind of play out in here, and you hate to see it, but does it happen sometimes? Yeah, of course it happens. And I would like to think that those people were doing their best for that client. It may not have worked out. Maybe it wasn't. It could be a bad situation, obviously, but it's important that you maintain your professionalism when you're talking about other professionals, because you don't know the circumstances, or you don't know what the client told them. Maybe the client didn't give them the full story. They didn't give them all the information that they needed to make good decisions around how they were going to treat that person. So it's important to keep that at the forefront of your mind and try not to get emotional about it, because you just don't know. You weren't there. So try to remember that. We built Massage Alchemist around this principle that people don't need to come back forever if they are not in pain. And most places or most massage therapists, they come out of school with this thought in their mind that, hey, I need to get this client fixed up, get them feeling better, and then get them on a regular maintenance plan. And that is appropriate in a lot of cases, but it's not appropriate in every case. There are a lot of people that just don't need to come get a massage once a month if there's nothing wrong with them. If they're feeling good and they're not, they don't have anything broken, why would they come in and get it fixed? Now, you can make arguments as to saying, well, it's preventative maintenance and this and that. Yes, we see clients for preventative maintenance, but usually they have a history of an ongoing issue, right? So it's not somebody that it was their first time, maybe having something weird go on in their upper back and neck and started causing headaches or whatever. But maybe the third time, fourth time that happens, it's like, okay, we should probably go ahead and do some preventative maintenance around this. But that's not always the case. Not everybody needs that right out the gate. And it's important to meet people where we're at. I have a lot of clients that come in, we get them fixed up, and I don't see them for like a year and a half until they mess something else up. Or maybe that issue comes back because they did something wrong and they knew they did something wrong, and we get it fixed up, and then I don't see them again for a long time. And that's perfectly okay. I would rather have somebody be fixed and tell their friends than, just putting a Band-Aid on this thing and, they're not really getting any better. So just a few things to keep in mind is you just be honest with your clients about what you can and can't do. Don't overstep your bounds as a therapist and give advice that is not in line with something that you should be giving advice on that's outside of your license. We hear that a lot. A lot of therapists do that. It's not something that you should be doing, and you can just defer. You can say, I'm not really qualified to speak on that, or that's not really my arena. I've heard of people having luck with XYZ thing. Maybe you can do a little research on it, ask your doctor, ask your PT, ask your personal trainer, whatever the case, your nutritionist, whatever. But those are the cases where you'd want to refer to a trusted professional, and ideally you would have those relationships built over the course of the years as you're in business and working on people, that you have trusted professionals that you can refer clients to so that they can get the best advice from somebody that studies it and does it all the time. So just a few thoughts. Be honest with your clients, be upfront, manage expectations, and trust me, they do appreciate it.